Good.
Perfect. All right. Welcome everyone tonight to Stories of Hope. Nicole and I have really enjoyed putting these on each month and having the opportunity to casually interview, but really just casually talk and get to know different people in our community and know their stories. So my name is Brianna. For those who don't know me, I live in Waco, Texas, and I'm super excited just to share a short glimpse of this amazing community of the powerful and positive people that are with us tonight. I am lucky enough, I've grown up in this culture. I have been around this healthy living community since I was 6. So for the past 24 years, I have been around these amazing people and so many more. And I was attracted to the product personally as an adult as I got older with my anxiety and skin health. My parents also did a phenomenal job of giving me some really bad genetics with cancer and diabetes and heart disease. And so staying the optimal health and keeping myself with my diet as best I can has always been really important. So I love sharing this opportunity with those as well, and just kind of teaching y'all how to redefine what is normal in today's world with what all of us have learned is what is actually normal for our bodies if we're fueled well. So before we get started, I also want to hand it over so my co-host Nicole can introduce herself.
Hello. So I'm here in Waco as well. I'm a new Waconian. Just moved here, but I have been eating Juice Plus for a little over 6 years, and it has changed my life. Not only has the product changed my health and the trajectory of that for my family, but the business has been a huge blessing as well. And so I love that every time I help someone eat Juice Plus, I am changing DNA for generations to come. And that really is my passion. And I'm so thankful to be here. And I'm so excited to introduce and have the privilege of introducing y'all to Alexis Busselman and Johnny and Beverly Grandison. So I want to start by asking Alexis to share with us how you learned about Juice Plus and why it made sense for you and your family, and or why it didn't at first.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am from South Texas. I am a mom and a wife. I have 4 little kiddos, ranging from 7 years old down to 5 months. And Juice Plus has been part of my life for a long time. My family was introduced to the products 20 years ago, so I was a child. I was 12 at the time, and I had 3 younger siblings. And my siblings and I were all high-level athletes. We were competitive swimmers, and nutrition made sense to my mom. She was a personal trainer. She had really been searching for something to keep us healthy, for something that would really serve us well in recovery, something that was food. And she loved that it was researched. That was really the icing on the cake, is that the company had actual research to back it up. We started the products and our health changed right away. We saw less allergies, better recovery, less sick days. We were sleeping better. Our digestion was better. Acne cleared up, all kinds of different things were happening. And we knew that this was a product that we wanted to take for a long time. And fast forward, I got married 10 years ago, and my husband and I knew we wanted to have a family. And it was when we started our family that we realized the true impact of Juice Plus and what it had been doing in my body since I was a child, and in his body since he'd met me. He'd been taking it, and our children's health is not the traditional health story. It was not the health story that my siblings and I had when we were kids. It's not what you hear about most kids today who, unfortunately, it's become really common to have eczema and ear infections and all of these things, being in and out of the pediatrician's office. And that was not the story for my kids. And I knew that Juice Plus played a role in that. We know the impact it has on DNA. And that really motivated me to know that this would be something that would be part of our family's life forever. And I've been very grateful.
That's awesome. How about for you, Johnny and Beverly? What attracted you to it? Why did it make sense to you?
Well, first, of course, I have to thank you, wonderful ladies, for inviting us to share this gift of health and hope to the masses. Happy New Year, everybody. And it's always an amazing process working together, sidelines from all around the world. We are dinks, dual income, no kids, for those who don't know what that is. And we've been married, over 20 years now. And we live in Chesapeake, Virginia. And so many people have heard our story, but for the new people on the line who haven't heard our story, we've been on this journey with the company almost going on 17 years this year. And I used to be in the military, Army all the way. And I used to jump out of perfectly good airplanes and run 4 or 5 miles a day and thought I was bionic woman for my people my age, and who knows who that is. And those who don't, Wonder Woman. So chronic fatigue after my Afghanistan tour set in, and I couldn't shake it. Back and forth to the doctors, running tests, trying to figure out what was wrong. And finally, 2 years after, half my face goes numb, half my taste sensories disappear. I can't lift anything with my right hand. So I have to figure out what's wrong. So they run a lot of tests and rule out a whole bunch of different diseases and land on an autoimmune disease. So that was really life altering, career ending. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. Plan ABC was the military. I had a really successful career, but God always has other plans. And when he closes a door, he opens up a way bigger one. And that's what he did through this venue. And so our neighbors, the Weebies, who treated us like their kids, lived across the street, Air Force retired couple. And their son had fought stage 4 brain tumor cancer previous years before. And they understood the direct link between disease and nutrition. And what they sat us down and taught us was the power of whole food, plant-based nutrition, that food is medicine, and introduced us to Juice Plus, this amazing product that actually my dad was part of the company before Juice Plus, when it was water filters back in the 80s. And so what they shared with us again made sense. We made some major lifestyle changes. And, now so many years later, we're both in control of our health, pretty medicine free, no meds for, the MS diagnosis, and at a grateful space that I do not look like my medical records. And I like to brag about my age. A lot of ladies don't tell their age. I love to brag about my age because I'm over 50 now. So I feel like I've arrived. And so it's a blessing to just be around these millennials and having them love on us. But I'm going to tag team with Jine to tell the rest of the story, because I tell people this is a true story of an officer and a gentleman, and I'm the officer and he's the gentleman. So you can take it away.
Well, it is a pleasure to be on the call with so many people and just get an opportunity just to share some things that kind of happened with us. And as Beverly said, when we got that information and a diagnosis, they pretty much just said, hey, it's some medications we want you to look at. And that was pretty much all they could give us. And one, she would have given herself a shot every day, one a shot every other day. And there was a third drug she would have given herself a shot every month. They hadn't got that one approved. But before we went to the hospital, they told us there's only a 50-50 chance either of those drugs were going to work. And so when our neighbor said, you can beat this, but it's in your diet, get rid of all that white pasta and white flour and all these white processed foods and consume more fruits and vegetables. And then they went to share a picture of their son's x-ray, which made us a believer, because they only gave him a few months to live, and he was already around 5 or 6 years at that point. So it gave us a level of confidence to say, you know what, maybe there's something to these fruits and vegetables. And even though we were kind of focusing on Beverly's situation, I've been diagnosed with an intestinal disorder myself, and not even paying attention to it. But as Beverly started getting her energy back and started feeling better, I started realizing I wasn't having the flare-ups either. And so it just made sense to start saying something's going on. And I had just given some blood work, and Beverly made a suggestion. Hey, why don't you get a copy of all your previous lab work, which I had never done before. And as I sat there looking at my labs from both before and after starting this regimen Juice Plus, I realized I had all these highs and lows on the previous blood work. But after about 45 days of being on Juice Plus, when it was time for my follow-up visit, all the labs, all those numbers were back down into the range or up into the range. And so, as an engineer, I'm used to looking at graphs and charts. And what it did for me was it identified something that I already knew to be true, which was the chronic inflammation from the Crohn's. But I didn't know all these other things were taking place and they were being corrected. So even though we don't make claims that it's going to heal or cure anything like that, we got a real opportunity to see that in a very small window of time, eating these fruits and vegetables, these concentrated whole foods, it was doing something terrific in our bodies. And so it was exciting.
That's awesome. So that's, you've noticed a lot since joining this community and getting this nutrition in your body. How about for you, Alexis? What have you noticed since joining this community?
I would say probably the biggest thing for me is just to really feel support of people who have a desire to really be healthier and are open to just learning more about education. Like I said, I live in Texas. I'm not from here originally. I'm originally from Las Vegas. And to come from Las Vegas to South Texas, the diet, the culture, the people, I came here and I was like, oh my gosh. My husband and I, we would order pizzas when we were in college, and I wanted the vegetarian and he wanted the meat lovers. And it was that. And I just felt like that with everyone I was surrounded by, his family, our friends. I just felt like I was the odd one out for a long time until I found the community. So I've only been part of this business for a little over 3 years. Someone told me a few years ago that I could earn money back on my family's product if I signed up as a partner. I didn't know that it was only $52 a year. I had no idea that I could be getting 10% back on my product. And I honestly did not know how this product could change people's lives because I had been taking it for so long. And I didn't know the dramatic impact like Beverly and Johnny had shared. And once I heard that, once I started hearing people tell me, Alexis, this has changed my life. It's changed the life of my children, my mother, my sister. I'm so grateful to you. I knew that this absolutely was something that I wanted to do. And to be honest, what was really holding me back at the time with 2 little ones at that point was a career in the corporate world. And so I decided to leave my job and do this full time so I could share more about this.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so fun to hear how different people come in for different reasons, like a neighbor told y'all or a friend told you. It's always someone that knows you personally that just opens their heart and shares authentically. So I love that about this company. We're, built on relationships, getting to know people and everything there. So thank y'all for sharing so much about that. I know that we're only getting started on these stories, but I also want to ask, this is one of my favorite questions. What inspires you? Maybe there's a standout story of someone that you've shared this with, but what inspires you to really continue to share either the product side, but Juice Plus in general, or the business with others? And let's start with Johnny. We'll start with the gentleman first.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead. I think it's one of those situations where you don't know what you don't know. And at the time we were focusing on Beverly's health. So we hadn't gotten wrapped into all it's going to do all these things. That was something that unfolded. But as we got into the community, sort of what Alexis said, you start meeting people and you start hearing their stories, and you start, meeting more people in the community and hearing their stories. And you start realizing these are actually real people. These aren't paid spokespersons. These are people who you can reach out and touch. And as we had started sharing the product with a few people here and there and family members, and then they started having results. People and their previous story, that's authentic because you're watching this thing unravel and saying, you know what, it's really impacting people's lives. And so we were thinking about how if you were to have some great epiphany and you wanted to keep it to yourself, we kind of look at that as selfish. And so we said the same thing about this nutrition. It's like, this is doing wonderful things for people, and how could we not share it? And so when we looked around also, we were seeing that there were so many people that were having these results. There were people in our communities like, you know what, they need to know about this even more so than anyone else. And so we kind of took it as a personal mission to go out and share with more and more family, more and more neighbors, classmates, and anyone who would be willing to listen. And so we've been excited about the changes, excited about the opportunities that existed both on the health spectrum, as well as impacting people's finances and allowing them to do some things they otherwise hadn't been able to do necessarily. So we've just been excited to do it.
Yeah, because I tell people I'm not your broke stay-at-home wife, okay? So I enjoy an amazing life because of this supplemental income that we can add and not take away from the home. And what really inspired us, or me and both of us, really, you heard part of Johnny, was the fact that at our first conference, when we walked in there, we didn't see many people that looked like us. And we were like, whoa, this is a major opportunity. Now I got to do my PSA right here, because next month is Black History Month. And guess what the national theme for Black History Month is? Health and wellness. That's like the first time ever in history. This is exciting because this is an opportunity for everybody to have those conversations about better health. We know what's been going on. I mean, I am just more passionate even now, almost 17 years later, than before, because as you learn more, empower yourself with the resources. We have phenomenal speakers, doctors, nurses, practitioners, chiropractors, naturopaths, you name it, eye doctors, dentists, you name it, professional counselors. I mean, every spectrum is part of our community, and it's available and open to all. Everybody starts at the same level. And so what it has really provided us is watching families make that supplemental income to be able to pay something that could have been a stretch, and in the process also getting in control of their health. Y'all, this is like a helper's high. Like, I will do this till I die. I don't see any reason why in the world anybody wouldn't want to be part of this amazing mission, inspiring healthy living around the world. And it's happening globally for so many of us. And it's even more exciting today than it was yesterday, last year. We made record sales in the company and partners in 2020, in the height of the crazy. I mean, how many other companies can really say that? And we're getting stronger and stronger. We just hired a new global CEO. Oh my goodness, I'm excited about that because she is bringing amazing change, and her goal is to double this company by 2025. That's inspiring to me. This whole journey of health and wellness, of impacting people's lives for the better generations to come. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me shut up because look, I can talk to Jesus coming. Look, y'all need to just get on board, and people are out there looking for something. They are looking to join a community, a business, make supplemental income. They are looking and purchasing products for better health. And we have the la crème de la crème. I mean, clinical research, that inspires me. Everything about this company inspires me. And when it's driven with love, oh my goodness. Yeah. All right. Shut up.
You're good. I love it. I don't ever want to cut someone. When they're on a roll, I just want you to roll it out. Yeah. And I do think it's good. I love how you walked in and you saw the opportunity, because I love bringing people into this, whether they don't have a college degree or they didn't graduate high school or they don't have a ton of friends that they think can afford this. You know, whatever the playing field is, something like this has really leveled it, where I don't at all hesitate to invite anybody to take a look at what this can do for them, whether it's their health or wealth. So I love that that's something that's inspiring you, along with all the other things, right? So Alexis, I'm gonna let you wrap us up on this. If you wanna let us know, try to top Beverly, but what's inspiring you to continue sharing Juice Plus?
I don't think I can top that one. Mine is really simple because I'm a young mom, and I see the impact that it's had in my children and my health over this long. My social circle is these young moms, and they are just in the thick of it. They are, snotty noses, inhalers, doctors, and it is just making that such a hard period of life. It's supposed to be so enjoyable and so special. And I find so many people that we are friends with, that my kids go to school with, that they play sports with, that it's just hard. It is just really hard. And I feel really fortunate because I have really over the years sought out medical providers and chiropractors and the best care providers for myself and for our family. And these people get it. And I love going to them and being able to say, like, I know you're working with other young moms like me in our community. This is something that you can really have an impact with beyond the four walls of your office. You can only do so much for someone who comes in here, but what if you can help them beyond what you're doing in the office? And that has been the most rewarding for me, to really see the lives change and the ripple effect that it can have with the people who choose to say yes to this business.
Wait, and I got to jump back in really
Go
quick
for it.
because
Go, girl.
I could not add the Tower Garden that came out in 2012, and that put even more fire under me. We call the Tower Gardens our kids because we don't have kids, and we've got a lot of them, and they're still up during winter under the little greenhouse that we have. Oh my goodness, Tower Garden, y'all! If you haven't been to the grocery store lately, okay, and seen those empty shelves, I think you better really be thinking about taking control of your food source. I'm not like stressed at all. I know we will be able to eat a bunch of stuff for a while if something crazy, really crazy went down. Now we know the supply chains are really strained, but get in the, preventive mode and not the reactive mode. All right. But I just had to plug Tower Gardens. They're amazing.
No, I love it. And that is something that I think your last statement, get in the preventive instead of the reactive, just encapsulates this whole community. It's something that's going to give you the tools, whether you come in and you take advantage of the free health resources that are available on our websites that are just gifts to give to people, or take advantage of something with the business, take advantage of any of the products. I love that we have something to literally offer someone who has $0 or an unlimited budget. We've got something to really help you start wherever you are ready. And then as you step into it, it's the catalyst, right? Like y'all touched on that. You start with something small, and then it becomes this, and then it becomes this, and then, so it's so fun for the 5 of us. I know we'll understand this, but when I see someone, I just see that potential. I don't even see the little start that they have to start with. I just automatically like, oh, I can't wait for when they're here. And so I think that that's super fun, that other people get to start where they're ready, start when they're ready, start small if they have to, start big if they're ready, and then step into this. So thank you 3 for coming on and chatting with us tonight. For anybody that was not able to join, we did record it. So if you've got someone, reach out to Nicole or I. We are happy to share this recording with y'all. I'm going to stop the recording now, but we are going to stay on in case anyone has any questions that y'all want to ask Johnny, Beverly, or Alexis. They will be here for that.